It's important that you understand what a thesis statement in an essay is supposed to do. The goal of the thesis statement is to provide a direction for the entire essay. To a degree, it is a writer's promise to the reader for what to expect in the particular essay. So the thesis benefits the reader because by knowing the thesis, the reader knows what to expect. The thesis benefits the writer because it keeps the writer on track. So a thesis statement prominently displayed somewhere during your writing process will help keep you on track and make sure you don't wander off on a tangent. So having a good, clear thesis statement is vitally important for a good essay. There are some specific characteristics of an effective thesis. It can't be just a fact. So if you said, for example, steroids are used by 4,320,000 men in the United States, that cannot be a thesis statement. It is a fact. You would have nothing to prove. You would have nothing to argue. You would have no paper. Nor can a thesis statement be too broad. For example, you are writing a 600, 700 word essay, so you wouldn't want to have a thesis statement that said steroids are bad. Yes, that is arguable. That is a position, but you're writing an essay. You're not writing a book. So steroids are bad. That is a thesis statement that is way too broad. Because in fact, there are many reasons why steroids are good. They're given for sinus infections. They're given to stop swelling. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why steroids could be good as well as bad. So that thesis is just way too broad. Nor should a thesis be too vague. By just denouncing your topic, my paper is about steroids, that's way too vague. What about steroids are you going to be talking about? What claim are you going to be making? So when you think about constructing a thesis statement, think about it as your argument, your specific position on steroids. And so a thesis basically equals your argument, the one thing about the topic you want to say, and sometimes people include their points of support or why or how they're going to prove that argument or that thesis statement. So that is the basis of a thesis statement. And if you look down at the very bottom of this sheet, we're taking our steroid example, and here we have an effective thesis statement about steroids. High school coaches should take more responsibility for decreasing steroid use among their male athletes. Now, that is a good, specific thesis statement. High school coaches should take more responsibility for decreasing steroid use among their male athletes. So it's a very specific claim that someone is making about steroids. So now we have a specific argument. And if you'll notice in the next sentence, we get how the writer is going to support that argument. Coaches are the most knowledgeable about an athlete's possible steroid use. They care about their athletes' well-being, and they have great influence over their athletes. So those are the three reasons that high school coaches should take more responsibility for decreasing steroid use among their male athletes. And each one of those reasons will be the basis of a specific body paragraph. So you can see how this thesis statement and these points of support provide the writer of this paper a roadmap to follow so that he or she will know exactly what is supposed to come in each paragraph. Now, for this particular essay that you're writing, you have been asked to pick a question to answer. And those questions were in the essay prompt itself. So your job will be to pick one of those questions and answer it. And the answer to that question will become your thesis statement. And then it will be your job to figure out 3 reasons, 3 ways to support your answer.